think you're the right person for me to ask. Why are food prices so expensive?
We import everything in the agricultural space. We don't own a thing.
Are we trying to say that our agri sector is largely dependent on the international market? Why can't we produce our own products?
We are not ready. Let me drive this thing a little home. Whenever you want to start as an individual, you have every damn thing play against. You have to provide all these things. And these things are supposed to be basic amenities provided by the government. Do not dawn on you that you are your own government. At the end of the day, to start that agri venture, you are spending so much. You know what it costs? Over ₦1 billion. So you are spending a lot to just do the preliminary, not even to start. Sometimes by the time you're done with the preliminary, you're owing so much that you can't even start that venture again. That's why I always say that government is non-existent. I'm not sorry. I know what I passed through to bring my produce from the farm to the city. I've had countless of accidents. I broke this hand. My school fees, they call it school fees. I've paid I paid extra years in school fees. It's not supposed to be. Every other thing working against the farmer.
Since we live in this ugly reality, what is the hope of a common passionate farmer?
Passion doesn't feed you. Good for passion. You can say any other thing. Get prepared, because farming is not for the weak, I promise. Even if you have the golden spoons, you might lose all your spoons at the end of the day. Everything is a problem in the agri space.
What potential do you think we are overlooking in Africa?
Well, you were saying this, South Africa left you, guy. There are billionaire farmers. Why not Nigeria? We are a chronic exporter of raw materials. How should a farmer dress, bro?
Stereotypically, no farmer has to be dirty. Most farmers who we actually have, aged people.
People have statistics to prove this. I told you, that's the problem. You don't even know where you want to start from. It's not convenient. Let's tell ourselves the truth.
I like the word you use, attractive. It's not attractive enough. What do you think we can do to make farming attractive enough? Are there no other ways you can play in agriculture?
You have to structure this thing in a way that it's attractive. Sexy. Yeah.
They go where the money is.
I'm telling you. The fathers, they didn't do jack. They will do one contract, they will buy Tiaroba car. They will build a very befitting house. Bro, use yourself for example. How many contracts? You can't even buy one. The economy is not. We're not talking about that.
What line of the value chain has the highest investment potential right now? Can you throw more light about that? I read in one of the blogs, Nigeria was one of the highest exports of ginger.
Nobody wants Nigerian ginger again.
Why is that? Because we used to make about 2 to 6 trillion naira from exports ginger. Do you think all the food we eat and we buy from the market are actually safe for consumption?
I'm not even seeing food affordable enough to buy. Talking about safety here. Are you okay?
I mean, there's really a massive decline that we can even imagine.
Bro, so you don't have control of any sector of the food chain.
I think we'll get to a point where there will not be food.
I'm waiting for that day because I've been expecting it.
Are there regulatory bodies?
On paper, yes. Agriculture is the only honest pursuit. Farmers are the closest to God.
What's one costly mistake you've made? Did you almost give up during that period? How did you handle it? Every successful person has a story people never see. The failures, sacrifice, pressure, lessons, even the breakthrough moments people don't see. Here we sit down with ambitious minds, industry leaders, and creators shaping the future to uncover the mindset of struggles and truth behind success. No filters, no fake motivation, just real conversation that inspires growth. Welcome to Think Rise podcast, where success stories get real. I'm Jeko Jacob, your host. And with me in today's episode is an Agritech expert and business development strategist, Mr. Michael Onyekachi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me.
I think you're the right person for me to ask. Why are food prices so expensive, and what's the secret? What's actually making these prices of food going up every day?
It's very simple. Forrest, what's the exchange rates today?
I think it's about
1,000 plus, right?
Yeah.
We import everything in the agricultural space. We don't own a thing. So inputs at all levels are very expensive. So what do you expect?
So are we trying to say that our agri sector is largely dependent on the international market or exports, or why can't we produce our own product?
Simply because we don't have the infrastructure and we are not ready. Let me drive this thing a little home. Whenever you want to start your agri endeavor as an individual, You have every other thing to play against. Every damn thing. Infrastructure, logistics, power. You have to provide all these things. And these things are supposed to be basic and amenities provided by the government. But when you want to start your agricultural journey, then it will not dawn on you that you are your own government. You must provide all of this infrastructure and every structure you need as a business, even the one that is supposed to be done by the government. So at the end of the day, to start that agri venture, you are spending so much. Solace Farm Lab, I am always making reference to these guys because they did about close to 1 kilometer road. It wasn't enough. They put electricity. They had to get electricity from the city. You know what it costs? Over 1 billion naira.
Wow.
Just to make sure that they are connected to the national grid. It's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to be so. But government is not doing their stuff. They're not doing their bit. So once you want to venture into agriculture and you're serious about it, and you find out that most of this stuff are not available. Remember, agriculture is mostly done in the rural areas because urban area there is no ample space and all of that. You're competing for space with those buildings, skyscrapers and all. So you have to go to the semi-urban or the rural areas. And what you need to thrive is not there. There is no good accessible road, no electricity, no water, nothing to build on. So you are spending a lot of money that you're supposed to use to scale your business, to just do the preliminary, not even to start. Sometimes by the time you're done with the preliminary, you're owing so much that you can't even start that venture again.
So that means, from what you said now, since Nigeria now, we're lacking most of these basic amenities, and I believe these basic amenities now, if someone wake up now, I want to start agriculture, you first have to get these things, which is quite expensive.
You first have to become the government. That's why I always say that government is non-existent. I'm not sorry, but government is non-existent because they're not doing their brief. They're just all interested in the re-election. Once it is election time, you are seeing them, they are in your faces every other place, trying to say or do their gimmicks and all of that. And once election is done and they are done with their judiciary process, they are planning the next election. So if they are inexistent really, why are we still talking about electricity and access road? I, for one, I know what I passed through to bring my produce from the farm to the city. I've had countless of accidents. I broke this hand. I can show you a lot of scars. My school fees, they call it school fees in the sector here. I paid extra years in school fees, which is not supposed to be. So it is every other thing working against the farmer.
So since we live in this ugly reality, in the agricultural space.
Very ugly.
Yes. Since we live in this ugly reality, what is the hope of a common passionate farmer? Let's say one who just finished from the university, studied, let's say, agri-economics or agri-related courses, and is very passionate, want to enter into the farm sector, and don't have all this, let's say, gold spoon, didn't come from a gold spoon background. What is the hope of a common student who wants to go into the agricultural sector?
Passion doesn't feed you. Remove passion. You can say any other thing, but my advice, readily available advice I dish out for free is go and join an existing farm. Go there and serve there. Learn the ropes. If you're trying to start up, you will now know the hurdles. Get prepared because it's not for the weak. Farming is not for the weak, I promise you. Even if you have the golden spoon, silver diamond spoon, and you want to venture into farming with that experience, you might lose all your spoons at the end of the day. So I always advise, I for one, I served a lot of farmers. Even when I was knowledgeable enough, I wanted to learn, if I want to learn a particular thing, even if it's administration or I know, yes, I can do this thing better than this person, but there is this particular thing I want to learn from this, I go and start serving.
So that means the first step for an upcoming farmer is to go and learn under an existing farm already, right?
That's the best approach.
Would you say the problem we have is one of the problems we have in the agricultural sector is labor?
Everything is a problem in the agri space. Everything. I promise you. Labor is a problem because, Gen Zs, all of us, including me, we don't want to be static. That's one. And even if we want to be static, it's not in the rural area where your farm is. So I would want to go for the hustle, normal way I go to businesses, establishments, come back to my place in the town, in the central area or anything. So when I cannot do that at any farm, I cannot come back to where I have my rent and I have a life, I'm bubbling, a life that is bubbling out.
Yeah.
I want to just listen that. So I won't want to provide that labor. In as much that I'm experienced, I am passionate, I love to do that, but the infrastructure is not there. I don't have that encouragement.
Yeah, okay.
In developed countries, people enter free buses, ferries, go travel as far as 2 hours, 3 hours to go and pick fruits on the farm for maybe another 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, and they come back to their houses. Don't know. They wear their suits if they so wish. Go do that same thing, come back, get paid. If you're a nurse or anything, you're collecting your dough, maybe $1,000 in a month, the farmer collects the same or even more. The farm help.
Yes.
You understand the labor we're talking about. But is it possible? Is it attainable? Yes. Is there infrastructure that will support that? No. Who is going to build these rail tracks? Who is going to build this rural road that we should connect to this to the urban area where people actually live, people who are looking for these jobs are? Who? Is it the farmer? Has he not done enough? We are not being so fair to farmers.
So since we are talking about, from what you said, we are talking about agriculture internationally, right? How it's more convenient in more developed countries,
Sweet, not
right?
inconvenient.
So let's bring it down to not just Nigeria, Africa as a whole. Do you think Africa is? I think is quite obvious that we have a lot of potentials in the agricultural sector. But what do you think? What potential do you think we are overlooking in Africa when it comes to agriculture? What do you think it's high time we look into this and we have to mine this out for the good of Africans, not just Nigeria?
Well. While you were saying this, South Africa left you, guy. There are billionaire farmers, a lot of them in South Africa, riding their private jets, to the farm and back to their houses. Every other time they want to visit the farm. So,
okay,
why not Nigeria?
So I grew up with this stereotype of seeing farmers as, petty persons, dirty people and stuff like that.
As dirty as I am.
But the first time all right. When I saw you for the first time and you told me you were a farmer, I was saying, no. You're a good comedian because this is actually a joke. Like, you seem to be very, very fashionable. I think you are like the only farmer I've seen who don't dress like the traditional farmer. Like, don't always dress like a farmer, right?
How should a farmer dress, bro?
Stereotypically, we know farmers to be dirty. So, and I think this is one of the things that have made young persons not to want to put their hands on the soil. So I think it's a challenge when it comes to agriculture, and it's one of the reasons why we are having a decline when it comes to farmers, passionate farmers. I don't know if I'm correct.
I don't think so, because
most farmers we have today are aged people. I think you're even young. Most farmers who we actually have are aged people. We have low number of young farmers today. Everybody wants to go into the.
Do you have statistics to prove this?
No, I don't have statistics to prove this.
All right. So I will keep it at that.
How many young farmers do you know? How are you and yourself?
Between 2023, yes, I think 2023 and 2025, that's 3 years.
Okay.
Soilless Farm Lab consistently trained 4 cohorts in a year, right? Yes, 12,000 young farmers.
In Nigeria here?
No, in heaven.
So where are they? Why? Cost of entry, I think.
Told you. That's a problem. You don't even know where you want to start from. If you want to become a farm help, maybe as an agronomist or as a farm manager, and you have a place in the city, yes, city life, you don't want to jettison it because of a job. There's no way you can move freely from your house to the rural area every other day. Is it your fault? No. So you have to prioritize one thing. Is it your lifestyle or the farm job? That's why even if you get them today, in 3 months, maybe they have a target to just get a new phone. In 3 months, they do your job, get their phone, they leave you because it's not convenient. Let's tell ourselves the truth. Why are you laboring yourself? Why are you going to get all these jobs? It's not to better your life. Then when it's not it, you don't have an option than to quit. It's not attractive enough for young persons. It's not as if young persons are not knowledgeable in that sector. I cannot believe that. I, for one, I keep saying it. I've trained over 200 persons in this space. What are they doing? They always, sir, can I get a land? Can I get this? Can I get that? They didn't. What will they do? Remember, you said they are just school leavers.
Yes.
Bank of Agriculture, Bank of Industry, they just made one claim since more than 1 year. They put how many billion naira available for people in Niger State to come and collect and do. How many persons have been able to access this credit? Then, in all of these persons who have been able to access this credit, how many school leavers can access this credit? Because what they're asking is so not within the reach of these guys. What do you expect them to do? How can they enter? How can they break this barrier? So it still boils down to policy, government, and everything in between.
So since there's one problem we know exists, I like the word you use, attractive. It's not attractive enough. What do you think we can do to make farming, agriculture attractive enough to make sure that younger persons play a role in agriculture? And you're talking about the labor is not really easy. Do you imply that for you to go into agriculture, you have to necessarily be on the farm? Are there no other ways you can play in agriculture aside from doing the hard labor job?
We're talking about farming here, then it now pivoted. Agriculture is like one of the longest value chain I've seen, if not the longest. So there is nothing you cannot do. I'm doing agriculture as you're sitting here, right? I'm passing information. It's part of the value chain. So it depends on where you want to play. In fact, it's easier to enter from the information space, that's the social media and all of that. But then I won't say saturated, but can you give in the time and all of that is needed to build that? So entrance in the agri space to say is not as hard as entrance in the farming space.
Okay, niching down now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where the problem is. Young persons, like I said, they don't have the wherewithal to provide these things, these major things. We're talking about, okay, let me now say infrastructure and structure. These are the two key stuff. You have to structure this thing in a way that it's sexy. Yeah. For these guys, they will go all out.
They go where the money is.
I'm telling you, every other time, bank on these guys. See, your fathers who say they did this, they suffered, they did this, they didn't do jack. They will do one contract, they will buy Tiaroba car, 504. They will do one contract, they will build a very befitting house. Bro, use yourself for example. How many contracts? You can't even buy one car. You are doing 4 jobs every month. You can't even pay your rent. So these guys are out for the money every other time because of the economy. The economy is not... We're not talking about that.
Okay.
We're not even talking about that. So these guys are invested in how to make ends meet. So they cannot risk it all for nothing. they go where the money is. If you feel the money is in the agri space, then allow them build infrastructure. They will flow there. I am so certain.
Talking about money in agriculture, right? What do you think is what's line of the value chain, agri farming or agri value chain, do you think has the highest investment potential right now that most people are not really
Investment or return?
Yes, return on investment.
Processing, value addition.
Can you throw more light about that?
The farmer who sells his cocoa at 1 kg, for example, let's say $1 per kg, ends up buying refined products that are in their final states at maybe times 1,000. That's $1,000. With the same number, that same 1 kg, you didn't add extra. It's just processing. They just added maybe sugar or anything, They just added the label. The same content. It's fetching these guys extra $980 on top of what you sold at $2. So you're losing a lot. And Nigeria is I don't know. We are a chronic exporter of raw materials, produce in their raw form. We don't have, I don't know what it is, but it is always infrastructure first. There is no infrastructure to do that. But sometimes it's funny that the infrastructure we are talking about when it comes to processing is not even much. It's very cheap. You can just say, let me just reduce the bulkiness of this thing. Let me dry it for a while. That's processing, though. You can say, instead of carrying plantain in bunches, let me remove it from the bunch, then slice it and dry it. It's from that big bunch, it's just one small hand carry, and it can, instead of maybe from here to Cameroon, it spoils. When you must have dried it and put it in that cellophane, it can stay 3 months as against 3 days. And sometimes it's just that, and you're making your money. But we prefer to just do it in the raw form. As in the hot, collect what you want. You will sell your farm. You just be like, go there. They will not harvest by themselves and all of that. It has to stop.
So you mean one of the problems keeping our sector down, it's
we sell in the raw form. Yes. And
do you think
there's no value there?
Do you think the problem is because I believe we know that there are persons who know that if we can process these things, we are going to have more returns. Do you think it's because they just want the money now, or they don't want to process, or because they lack the capacity to process? What do you think is the problem?
Knowledge is different from application. There are a plethora of reasons or problems. A farmer who borrowed money to plant to do that particular season might have the borrower somewhere waiting. Be like, he can even say, Baba, this plantain don't right, can't give me my money. You understand? He might not be patient enough for this guy to process and make. So there are lots of them. Farmer might be having one very bad debt, maybe school fees for the children. A lot of things, I am telling you, it's never easy. I'm not making excuses for farmers, but I'm telling you reality. So they might have some things that are plaguing them that we just not wait. Yes.
Okay. I read in one of the blogs, I think it's Naira Metrics, where ginger, I think Nigeria was one of the highest exports of ginger.
Nobody wants Nigerian ginger again.
Why is that? Because we used to make about 2 to 6 trillion naira from export ginger.
It starts with policy and ends with policy. We couldn't protect our ginger. You talked about trillion and all. I'm not interested in all these things because they don't at the end, they don't show. You don't see it on farmers. Where is the seed bank for ginger? as the highest exporter of ginger, one-time highest exporter of this. Where do you have seed bank? Is there any seed bank for ginger in Nigeria?
I don't think so.
Is there any seed bank for oil palm? We are once the highest exporters, you know. So we are just consuming and consuming. There is nothing we are really doing to conserve this thing.
Talking about seed banks now, I think it's very relevant. Do you think, as a farmer, do you think all the food we eat and we buy from the market are actually safe for consumption?
They always tell you this on the streets. It's the street slangs. The person will drink tea, they find over tea. You've not even seen food cheap enough, as in, let's not say cheap enough, affordable enough to buy. You're talking about safety here. Are you okay? People are hungry. The only people that are even considering all these things are they are not the elites. You can call them anything. They are not elitists. It is to me. I don't see them as elite because they are made up of those plaguing us, our politicians. So I can't say anything but not elites. These are just the few persons that are interested in how safe the food is and all of that. And most of them, they import their daily food. Some of them import breakfast from France. I'm telling you.
Nigeria here.
Yes, now. Every day, every blessed day, they're importing food from all these other places they trust. Just the same way they go to those places for their health care. Am I kidding you?
Like, I want to eat bread and tea in the morning. I will order bread from France.
Straight up. It's coming 1 hour, 2 hours.
Are you for real?
I don't know how they do that. I think they pre-order. I don't know, but
okay.
I am telling you that people order their food from abroad every day.
That means there's really a massive decline than we can even imagine.
Bro, so you don't have control of any sector of the food chain. You buy seed, you trust these guys to give you seed. Because you don't produce seeds here. You buy input fertilizer. You buy everything you get, you're just trusting. Now, herbicides are not even working.
For real, yes, I noticed. I noticed.
And the shocking reality is that the prices are always going up. Skyrocketing. They are not even doing their jobs. Who will you hold? If you don't want to buy, get out.
Since if all these things continue to happen, I think there'll be a point where not even food being expensive, I think we'll get to a point where there will not be food. Do you think that's actually something that will happen in the future?
I'm waiting for that day because I've been expecting it.
So how are we not going to survive?
Do you care about the farmer? You don't. So the farmer shouldn't care how you are going to survive. It's not my business. I'm not your governor or your president. Anyhow you survive, let's survive and find a way out of it. You're talking about safety of food. The next thing in your mind, I know, is farmers. You're trying to blame the farmer for not giving you safe food. But every input along the way, there is no standardization. Nobody is doing anything to make sure that these inputs are safe for the farmer to use. Because the farmer won't just come and start giving you poison. It's still input they bought from the market that are giving you and you are dying.
Are there regulatory bodies that are meant to check for the...
On paper, yes. A lot of them.
On paper?
Yep.
Crazy. That's crazy. So,
everything is crazy over here.
With this present reality now, if you were to go back in time, would you still go into agriculture?
Man, agriculture is the only honest pursuit. I'm telling you, if you want to
justify,
be honest with it's agriculture. I'm telling you, every other thing you have to mix it with politics, with dirty hands, with connection, a lot of things. So I would choose agriculture over and again.
Has there been any time where you were considering, I like I like white collar jobs. Have you ever considered white collar jobs over agriculture?
I've done a lot of white collar, blue collar jobs. I've not done any more than 6 months. I just crash out. Not because I wasn't doing well. In fact, they will always miss me in my place of work, but that satisfaction is never there.
Wasn't what you were born in for. Hey, so if you were to have a son right now, would you encourage your son to go into agriculture?
I'm sorry to say that it's not, I won't just encourage my son to go into agriculture. I will, what will I say? For the choice of words or lack of words, I will indoctrinate my son. Like, I will, what is it? There is not. In fact, from childhood, from infancy, I've channeled your
Passion.
everything, your focus to. If you don't do agri, what will you do? What is there to do? Everything starts and ends with food, health, everything. So
Industrialization, manufacturing, everything. I can remember when I was small, when I heard that we produce paper from wood. I was trying to look at the difference of how do they do stuff.
Why are you producing that paper? Is it not to make money? Why are you making money? Primarily to eat.
So it all revolves around agriculture.
Start and ends with food.
Then why do we not respect agriculturists enough compared to other, let's say, tech entrepreneurs, bankers? Why do you think people look down on agriculturists, like farmers?
Farming is more like a missionary job. Like I will always say, farmers are the closest to God. They sacrifice their lives, their sweat, their lifespan, everything to make sure that there is food. And at the end, they are not even seeking your validation, nothing. They're just doing it because they just have to do it. So they don't even want your respect, really. They deserve it so much. In fact, there is no profession you should place ahead of
Farmer.
Not even your teaching, nothing. Nothing, but we are okay.
Let's talk about the future of agriculture. What do you think agriculture will look like in Nigeria in the next 5 years?
It's so dependent on government, policy, and infrastructure, so I don't know.
Are there potentials that the agricultural sector is going to have some improvements?
It's always showing positive, even before I was born. But what hinders it? I still the same thing I said. Government, policy, infrastructure. There is no policy without government. There is no infrastructure, meaningful infrastructure without government. So it stands and ends on the table of government. If there is going to be development in that sector, the government has to play a role. If we are going to decline, if it's going to be like that still, know that they are not ready to do something else. So it starts and ends with them.
So let's say there are investors, because the truth is, so far I've seen the government have always been making promises about doing this and stuff, but there are no actionable plan. There are no executions and stuff like that. So if we want to help ourselves, citizens, we don't want to depend on the government anymore. Let's say there are investors and there are people who really, really want to dive into this space and make sure agriculture live up to its full potential. So what do you think? Because I believe there are viewers out there who want to, who are really, really listening and want to bring in actionable solutions. They want to play a part in this. So what do you suggest that these persons do to make sure that our agriculture becomes stable again and we keep on growing and living up to our full potential?
It's very simple. When I produce this food and I want it sent to someone in Kaduna same day, fresh, take that hassle away from me. Let me focus on production. When you do that, the sector thrives. But it's not as simple as you think it's. Which individual want to provide access road, linking road from the rural area to the to the main, the
Cross like interstate road.
yes, something they call highway. Then down to another
City.
state, down to the north, all down to wherever he's going. Which individual wants to do that? Is it even possible? I'm asking. Is it?
I see the problem. So we just can't do without the government. Because at the end of the day, even if individuals or group of individuals come out and say, let's do this, just a single policy can dismantle all their efforts.
You're saying it. You're taking it from me, right?
All right, let's talk about your journey. What's one costly mistake you've made? Like the most iconic mistake that taught you something valuable?
In my early days as an agripreneur, I watched from the gallery and I invested from the gallery a lot of money. I lost close to $10,000. Invested and it didn't come out.
Was it because of maybe your produce spoiled or something?
Everything in between. I saw these things happen. Everything, produce spoilage, policy. It was rice. My brother, a lot of things happened. I invested in rice. It was just like it's time to open the floodgates of rice. Rice was everywhere.
It was pumping.
Yeah.
Then behold, there was a dump.
It was. I am telling you, a lot. In fact, I
Did you almost give up during that period? How did you handle it? Because I know there are persons who have the same fear. How did you handle it? Did you think of giving up?
I gave up, really. I gave up, not the passion, not the pursuit, but the business, because there was nothing to continue with. I said I lost almost $10,000, not 10,000 naira. And that was all I had. If I had more, I would have lost more, you know? So I gave up, not because I wanted to give up or because I wasn't resilient, because nothing there.
There was no capacity to continue at the point.
With. So what did I do? The same thing I tell every other person. I went, took it off, soaked it, took it in, cried when I was to cry, blame when I was to do it. I did everything I was supposed to do then. I told myself it's time to move on. I started interning. I started serving in different farms as a farm help. I didn't care if I had certificates. I didn't care if I had done some stuff. Man, I am telling you, I started serving in farms, different farms as farm help. Some they will pay me, some they'll give me accommodation and give me food for once in a day, and that's all. But I stayed. Today, I won't say that I am profitable, but at least
there is progress. All right. Before we wrap up this session, what's one principle you live your life by, like a personal, one word, one sentence?
How can a word sum my life? How? My life is so complicated for that, but I will tell you one thing to live it, to part ways to it. I live by the day. I don't care what the calendar says. I don't even believe the calendar. That's why I don't even know what date it is many times. I kid you not, ask. I just know day and night. So I walk according to day and night.
As though they were not tomorrow.
And that's the Bible knowledge too. The Bible always admonishes you to walk when there is
day. All right.
Because night comes when no man shall walk. Something like that. I can't remember, but so that's how I live my life, day and night. I don't care about any other thing, and it's helping me manage stress and pressure and in fact I am content because I know it's just day and night, so that's it.
Has faith affected your journey? Like, has your faith affected your journey, and how did it affect your journey?
In so many ways, good, bad, in between. Yes. I had we don't want to talk about that. I had practiced stupidity in the name of faith, which I regret today. And a lot of stories, man, for another day, you know.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mike, for being on the show with us today.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, I believe our viewers, various farm enthusiasts, farmers alike, and those who want to investors are really, really gain valuable insights from this session. Is there any way you want to give a word to maybe our viewers, or someone who's looking out to go into agriculture or stuff, someone who is still feeling lost, or give them a sign, should they or should they not go into agriculture?
Come along. I've already said, I've told you how to start, giving you soft landing. If it is farming, core farming you want to do, go and find a farm that you know that is close to you or where you can actually stay, start serving there. From there, you'll find a way.
All right.
Just knock as hard as you should. You'll find a way to open up for
There's
you.
always a way, right?
Yes.
All right.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for watching to this point. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to our channel. Until next time, keep rising.